reading. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome. Hello. Big kisses to you and everybody who's been here for a while. It is amazing to have you. I have done the sign readings in the past, however, I deviated from them for a bit because I was just called to. And now I'm feeling the urge to go back to them. So with no rhyme or reason, we are starting with our water signs. So Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, you don't need to be one of those signs. You could have that impacted in your chart. You could be dealing with somebody in one of those energies, or you could just resonate with the title or the thumbnail, okay? So to go into the downloads and the cards that came out in the pre-shuffle, I'm going to say that this is very much seeming to be, pardon me, I've got like a stray hair right in front of my eye. Yesterday was wash day. This is going to very likely be a love reading, okay? Quite possibly a love reading that touches on a relationship from your past. And as I've said in previous readings, this is not someone from your past who's a bad person. This would have been someone who things just didn't work out with, things never got off the ground, or, you know, like there's always been like a fond feeling there. I'm seeing a true pair. Both of you are showing up in King and Queen of Cups energy. The King of Cups was showing up sideways though, so this could be a reading specifically for a masculine water sign, or it could just be a bit of information for the Queen of Cups, you know? We will see. I found it very interesting that, as you can see from the thumbnail, we had the Devil come out alongside the Ten of Cups, and to me that was honestly just giving a sense of really wanting something, feeling possibly even karmically bound to something or someone. The Devil card's about obsession. It's about contracts. So we could be speaking to contracts from past lives that maybe someone thought they could skirt around and did so unsuccessfully, and now they're lamenting over where they are currently and who they want to do things with going forward, whether that be personally, professionally, intimately. It does seem to be intimately. The rest of the cards are not all that important, but we ended with 3 of the majors from the Starseed deck. And that was the Serenity card, the Hierophant, and then the Awakening card. So this is giving very high level soulmate, possibly twin flame, counterparts, things of the sort. This is groundbreaking, earth-shaking sort of love, to be honest with you. So if you don't want to hear about something that could be touching on a relationship from your past, then this probably isn't the reading for you. These cards might not pertain to the reading, but I have a feeling they will, okay? The notes I have going in is that, yes, partnership is very heavily aspected. Telepathy seems to be something that some or most of you are going through. I have this sudden feeling that this is somehow being influenced by astrological aspects, but I'm not an astronomer or an astrologist, so I don't know what aspects those would be. So if anyone knows, feel free to leave that in the comments. Well, yesterday was the new moon, Capricorn, I believe, so new moon cycle. Could have done something for some of you. There is the chance that you've also been experiencing an increase or a sudden initiation into meetings in the astral realms. So dream time, maybe if you're big on meditation, you've been visiting your loved ones, or they've been coming to you and you've been having some fun or doing some work, or maybe even just like cuddling, getting acquainted. I don't know your lives, but it feels very positive, very yummy. Let's go in with the Soul's Journey. Balance on the bottom of the deck. I love to see that. I'm going to skip my usual prayer and energy work that I normally do just for sake of time. I want to get straight into these messages because they feel very relevant. Okay, Blame out here first. Nice and strong. Blame says, I accept responsibility for my well-being. Something that I meant to write down. Ooh, imagination. Yes, this ties perfectly in. Something I meant to write down, but I didn't, was that there was also a very heavy Eight of Swords in reverse sort of feeling, and I think that that is related to this blame and imagination. Somebody could be playing the victim, somebody could be thinking that maybe they've made mistakes in the past and they can't recover from those. Somebody could be doubting their ability to make the proper choices going forward, whether that be, again, personally, professionally, intimately. Adversity just came out, and adversity says, I accept the challenges are the best way to learn, pardon me. And then success, gorgeous, to have success following adversity. my water signs, whatever's going on, it is going to be traversed, okay? This blame is really the only thing that's adding a bit of concern for me, but I think that this is a thing of the past, or it will soon be a thing of the past. Success says, I know that there is no greater goal than to love. That is that 10 of Cups, okay? You could say even the Devil and then 10 of Cups, just like that. Everything's coming full circle. There might be some influence from your past. I also wanted to say past lives, from people who really don't want to see you do good. Something about your success putting pieces into place for your own individual life, and then also most likely how your crystalline selves will anchor in higher light for the collective, for Gaia, for the grid. This mosaic in the center is just standing out to me quite a bit. It's just like unstoppable once it starts, and that's why there's so much adversity being experienced before whatever this is, though it does seem to be love, a partnership, quite possibly a family, is actualized. AKA, you've got some ops, you've got some haters. Humor in reverse at the bottom of the deck. They don't find it funny. Okay, underneath blame, we've got the Tower. Goodness gracious. What they're wanting me to highlight, and I'm not sure why, is that, okay, divine intervention, I see. They were saying that there's no point on blaming anybody for the fact that this tower is coming down. The lightning is striking, there's not much that can be done. Whoever built this tower to begin with really can't repair it once this amount of damage has been done. So there's no point in calling up your contractor and being like, hey, you really effed me on this one. Like, hopefully you got your insurance, you got things sorted out. Blame is a wasted emotion, and it will delay the building up of proper foundations, okay? 9 of Wands, Wounded Warrior. Yeah, if you stay in that energy of blame, it is going to close you off from yourself and also the opportunity to progress, or someone that you're dealing with. Take it as it fits, okay? Underneath adversity, we've got, 9 of Cups in reverse. Somebody could be dealing with a bit of overindulgence. I heard hampered, like hampered mood, dampered mood. I don't know, very strange. A lot of difficult, overwhelming, possibly, unpleasant emotions someone is experiencing right now. This could relate to that blame, it could, but this 9 of Cups in reverse is actually giving me that 8 of Swords energy as well, where this is someone who's surrounded, and then 5 of Swords in reverse, also someone who's surrounded by all these what ifs, the woulda, shoulda, couldas, quite possibly, different emotional truths, different paths, different timelines. You or someone that you're connecting with could be very cognizant of the different timelines and the way that things can go, and also the reflection back on the past and which timeline was chosen could be causing a sense of overwhelm and, again, blame for being like, oh shoot, like it was my opportunity to establish this dynamic, this relationship, this home, this family, whatever it may be, and I didn't do so right, or I didn't do so at all, and now is there even a point in it because maybe a tower is struck and now someone's feeling even less inspired to get up and go. But success is at the end, okay? Underneath success, we've got the Ace of Swords. God's truth, as Chanel from Anonymous Tarot says, Anonymous Oracle, pardon me. God's truth, clarity, overcoming regret of not accepting a cup, quite possibly, turning a blind eye. I also heard bad move. Someone has the ability to overcome these really dense emotions that are being experienced right now. However, if they allow the wrongs from the past, the influence of others, or even their pride, I feel, get in the way, it's going to be a longer journey than need be, and the power is still going to fall one way or the other if it hasn't fallen just yet, okay? So Spirit, can you please give my Cancers, my Pisces, and my Scorpios some messages to accompany this current energy? What are the most relevant stories for my water signs at this moment in time? Can we please get some messages in the frequency of love? Thank you, Spirit. 1 or 2 out here nicely, please, and thank you. Oh, someone's flipped. Justice in reverse. And 7 of Crystals in reverse. I can't help but feel, yet again, that this is saying that someone is now very cognizant of the fact that they have passed judgment on another incorrectly, quite possibly. They've overestimated their, I heard relevance, and possibly intellect for some. I feel like that's a side message. I don't know if that necessarily relates to the love story that we're speaking of. It just feels like a side message. It gives me the feeling of somebody trying to barter and thinking that what they've got to offer is of great value when the shopkeep who has the truly valuable items wants nothing of this one's, you know, sack of bones or spoiled cloths or whatever it may be. Like those 1 or 2 gold piece items that someone wants to trade for like a valuable crystal or a pure heart is what I heard. 3 of Crystals on the fence. Okay. This could have been, I'm getting a lot of like D&D, Skyrim, Baldur's Gate sort of references. It's making me think of someone who is surrounded by a party of people who might have been, I want to say yes men, but I don't think they were yes men to you or the person that you're thinking of. I think there was like some higher power, I'm called to say. It could straight up be double energy, to be honest, that was leading these ones into their ruin, is what I heard. And it's kind of giving like one of these things is not like the other. One of these things just doesn't belong. Ace of Crystals in reverse, yeah. And then the Queen of Wands, okay. This adversity, this blame, this karmic cycle that someone's been on could have been something that compromised them in their stability. This could be physical, financial, emotional. I am getting a sense of feeling as if whatever investments were made or whatever power was given to this group or even to a single other person was at the sacrifice of that Ace of Crystals, which was most likely this divine partnership, okay? So masculine or feminine water signs, you could be either side of this. Let's get a bit more information. Spirit, can you tell us about, I was going to say Justice in reverse, and we've got a Knight of Crystals, okay? So the slowest moving knight in the deck. This is someone who wants to build, who is quite possibly very in tune with their heart chakra, even though they may appear to be motivated by money. I think that if this is someone who is able to get comfortable with their truest self, will be able to experience great financial success because they are heart-led. They are most likely a water sign, but they also have like some business sense to them. So this is somebody who will be very innovative, is what I heard. 7 of Wands, right? 7 of Wands in reverse. Okay, so this is maybe having too many defenses up. This is maybe always being on the lookout, but not looking at the possible enemies in the camp. Like, this is a girl and that's a tiger, right? So they're staring off into the sunset, afraid of those wands flying at them. But maybe this one should actually look right beside her and be aware that this one could actually have her as a snack at any given moment, right? Yeah, foes being disguised as friends is kind of the energy I'm getting here, but let's get a bit more information. Spirit, can you tell us a bit more about this Justice in reverse, please? Just the most relevant messages from my... dramatic water signs. 10 of Crystals in reverse. I don't love seeing that. On the fence, we got the Empress. Squandered. Squandered. Oh, so much regret. Someone is feeling very unworthy of possibly a second, third, fourth chance, or maybe a chance at all with somebody who they might have seen as, I want to say unstable, possibly too guarded, even though this Empress would have been rightfully guarded, because this is the divine feminine principle that creates with anything she's given. And if there are people around this one who are giving it bad energy, then it kind of compounds it, you know? This is like the multiplier. This is the X. So you need to be discerning, if you're an Empress energy, of who you allow in your garden. And perhaps at one point there were some boundaries put up between this Knight of Crystals and then the Empress, thus sacrificing that 10 of Crystals and that Ace of Crystals that they could have shared. And I find it very interesting that we're seeing so many Pentacles come out in regards to this dynamic. So this could be absolutely a work dynamic between you and another. This could be one of those situations where you mix business and pleasure. I get a sense of this being a group of divine feminines and divine masculines who have quite a high calling on their life. They are most likely supposed to do like humanitarian work. They could possibly start organizations, funds, I heard, grants. They could be working with Gaia. They have like a lot of really beautiful things that they could create in the 3D to anchor in the heaven on earth timeline. And because of that, Ace of Wands, beautiful, and the Page of Crystals, that's exactly what I was just saying. They can create magic. They can birth a new world through their connection. And for whatever reason, there was some tension, there were some hostilities, I heard. The kind of corrupt is the specific word I heard. The connection before it could get to this place of extreme fruitfulness. Somebody could be working with sacred geometry, or like indigenous, possibly tribal. I want to say sigils, but that doesn't feel right. Tattooing and things of the sort. I think you know what I'm saying with that. That could be a form of energy healing that someone's going to go into. They could use sigils on their body, around their house, and even in Gaia, like maybe carving it into trees in order to like strengthen something. 9 of Crystals, and then that 10 of Cups in reverse. Goodness gracious. So the 9 of Crystals is the minor to the major Empress. So we've got divine feminine coming out here pretty strong, I'm going to be honest, just as she did in the pre-shuffle. However, the masculine energy is showing up, and there goes my throat. Let's transmute that, please, and thank you. As this Knight of Crystals. So this is someone who does want to build. This is someone who sees a long-term goal and they want to achieve it. However, if we were to compare the rank of these two, I would say divine feminines, you're a bit ahead of this one, and I think you know that. I don't suspect that to be anything new. And perhaps you are in a state of mourning over a 10 of Cups that you had with this person, had with another. Maybe even just the concept of maybe you will never get this 10 of Cups. I also have a feeling that some of you might be very aware of your soul contract in general, or possibly with this specific person, and because they aren't like stepping up to the plate and they're leaving you in this 9 of Pentacles state versus your Empress mode, you're like, well, are we gonna have to do it next lifetime? Are we ever gonna get it? Like 7 of Cups in reverse. Yeah, it's just a feeling of sadness and hopelessness. Meanwhile, the masculine energy is stuck very firmly in that blame energy, in a wounded child sort of state. And I don't say that to offend anybody, but I think because this connection is so deep that when there's an issue or when there's a realization of how important the connection is, this masculine takes the blow quite heavily. Queen of Cups, there she is. High Priestess in reverse. Yeah, so look, feminines, you are impatient a bit. Look at her. She's like, really? This is the divine feminine who is not going to get off of her throne. She's going to wait for whomever approaches her to approach. She does not lower herself for anybody. This High Priestess knows who is going to approach her before they actually approach. And if they choose another timeline, then so it shall be. She'll also see that as well. But there's no need for a divine feminine to come down into the mud where the Knight of Pentacles is trying to build things. They will build and they will come to you. Build it and they will come, right? The fact that the High Priestess is in reverse is giving me a sense that perhaps if you have experienced telepathy or connections in the astrals, that the feminines might be actually shutting that down. And I'm getting it kind of like putting someone in the energetic doghouse where it's just like, no, like if you're not going to be about it, then you don't get access to me in the physical or in the astral. So step up or step out sort of energy. Let's go in and get some clarification on this Knight of Crystals, okay? See what the outcome for this masculine energy is, and then we're going to go in with the Animal Spirit deck, which is actually what I intended to start with, but oops, here we are nonetheless. And then perhaps an advice card. We'll see. I hope you all are doing very well. I hope you had a nice portal day and a new moon and a new year. Please do like, share, subscribe, leave a comment if you'd like to book me for personal or join us on Patreon or send me a donation. All of that is extremely appreciated, and the information can be found in the description, okay? Spirit, can you tell us about this Knight of Crystals, please? What do we need to know about this Knight of Crystals before we close out the reading for my water signs? Thank you. I want to get one more. I always say 3 for the divine. So one more, please, Spirit. Out here, nice. Nope, that's way too many. 4 of Cups. One more, please, for this. Thank you. Wow, 7 of Wands in reverse. Again, 7 of Wands times 2. So much defensiveness. For what? For why? You don't need to be defensive with an Empress. This person is very interesting. I was trying to pick the Empress up, but she doesn't want to move because, similar to the High Priestess, she has no need to move. Okay, so for this Knight of Crystals, we got, 3 of Swords. Heartbreak. Regret. Someone feels like they've done a disservice to themselves as well as their ancestral line, as well as like the truest feelings in their heart. I have a feeling that regardless of how things ended between the two of you, this person's always had like, I've said it in past videos, but like something in the back of their mind where they're like, but like what it could have been, like what if we played it out and saw where it went? And they've kind of been like lamenting for a good while over the fact that they might not get an opportunity in their eyes to reignite this flame with you, okay? Knight of Cups. They're going to try regardless, though. I like it. He switched from the Knight of Pentacles to the Knight of Cups, so instead of focusing on the 3D, possibly too much importance being placed on money, or even external influences, this is someone who's leading with their heart. A knight on a white horse. This is what we want to see. And on the fence, we've got a Wheel of Fortune because it could go either way.